Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Infinity Games TCG, bringing you guys a brand new video about Set 4 Bastion. So, this is obviously the new Set 4 OverDress deck with our brand new Grade 4 Bastion Prime, and I gotta say, I have done a lot of different variations on this deck, and I think I finally found one that I actually like. I tried a lot of different cards in a lot of different ratios, and nothing was really just like sticking with me, but I really like this new build. It's a little different from everyone else's. I think a lot of people have their different and own iterations on this deck, which is awesome for Vanguard as a standard as a format, because, you know, in V-Series, all of our decks are pretty much the same, so it's nice that we can have some variety. Anyway, let's get right on into the deck. So, we're going to start off with our ride line, and I'm actually just running the basic generic Bastion ride line with base, fort, trunks, and then of course we got our grade 3 Bastion. I was running the Blaster Dark ride line for a while, and I actually really did like it from about like set 2 onward to set 3. I even ran it for a bit in set 4, but the thing is, it uses up so much early resource just to use Blaster Dark's Counterblast and to retire one of your own units. Yes, you do get to retire one of your opponent's units, but it just eats up way too much early resource, and that twin drive can be nice, but it can really backfire along with Javelin's skill. Fort kind of has the same problem, but right now for set 4, I think the OG Bastion ride line is just the way to go, to be honest. But yeah, that's the ride line, so let's move on to the main deck. So, to start off, I'm actually running 2 additional copies of just OG Grade 3 Bastion. It's nice to have for Persona Ride, but we mostly run it just for this guy to have more Bastion names to send from our hand or soul to the drop zone to get his skill off. Persona Riding is still great, but I don't really go into it too much in this deck. I'd rather just go into the Grade 4, but it's still nice just to have a few extra copies of OG Bastion if we don't see our Grade 4. Alright, now, start off with our new, this would technically be our ace. I guess it is our ace and our avatar. I'm running 4 copies of Apex Surpassing Sword Bastion Prime. This guy is pretty cool and honestly pretty insane. I love that artwork, and you know, it's just so, you know, set 4, we get grade 4s. I thought it was a little too early to get them, but you know, they're really freaking cool, and they all have really great skills. His skill, of course, is your front row gains 2k. So, not all your grade 3s gain the extra 2k, but your front row gets it. It's cool. It's his other skill that really makes up. So after he attacks, and you reveal a grade 3 or greater card, you can send another copy of Bastion from your hand or soul to the drop zone, stand all your grade 3 units, and they gain 10k. That is really awesome. It pushes for high numbers and it gives great multi-attack. This is definitely an upgraded form of Bastion, and it has triple drive, which just really helps improve things. I've seen my over trigger way more often than I ever did before, just because of that extra drive check. And he's just honestly an amazing card. I think he's doing pretty well in the meta right now too, along with Magnolia and Sarah Snow, I believe. But that is the only grade 4 in the deck because we only have the 1. So let's move on to our grade 3s. Of course, we're still running 4 copies of Alden. I think this is my favorite card in the deck. Alden has been with us since set 1, so he's a walking pot of greed, and he's a great attacker. He has the skill where when placed, you counterblast 2, soul blast 1, call another card from your hand. If you call a grade 3, draw 2 cards, and if you have 3 or more grade 3s, when he attacks, he gains 5k. He's the best attacker in the deck. He's a 4-of, and I think he's going to be with us pretty much throughout this entire format. I don't see anything replacing him. He's just that good. Alright, and here we have another card, a card that's been with us since the beginning, since the trial deck. We got 4 copies of Rafluke. So, Rafluke is still amazing. He's just so generic. It's great. So, he has the skill where you can put him to the soul, give one of your grade 3 rear guards 10k. He helps build soul, and he just helps boost our units. He's a great card. You could cut him down to 3, but I still like the 4. And then we got one of our new cards, which is kind of like one of the old ones we were running. We got Embrace Dragon. So this is pretty much our new way of guarding. So what she does is when we place her in Guardian Circle, our grade 2 or greater Vanguard gains 10k shield. So she's a 10k shield, that really helps, but if we're on grade 4, it's actually a 20k shield. Helps even more. Guarding in this deck is a big problem. It's very hard because we're running all grade 3s, so we want to have as much shield as we can get, and she's just a great card to have for that. Alright, and the next card I'm running 3 copies of your boy Fasado. Most people have dropped him, but I love this card. He cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects, and when he attacks, if the attack hits, countercharge 1, soul charge 1. That's why I like him. He helps against Seraph matchups, and he just helps that countercharge. We counterblast a lot in this deck, and we use a lot of souls, so he's perfect for that, and I like having him around. He's a great card. I think most people are missing out by cutting him, but I think most people are going for more of the numbers build, just swinging hard and attacking hard. But our next card is Darkstrain Dragon. So a lot of people are running the Order right now, and I was actually running the Order for the longest time, but I wanted to move on to Darkstrain so that I can never miss for its skill, so that I run no orders, I can always call a unit no matter what. And we have such an easy way of building Soul that Darkstrain is he's perfect. The Order is great because, yeah, it's permanent, but I'd rather just have Darkstrain, to be honest. You can run him or you can run the Order. I prefer running him. And then our last 2 grade 3s are 2 copies of Lagrail. Lagrail is kind of a tech choice. It's a backup win con, because with Lagrail, of course, you rest your units and you give them drive checks, but with grade 4 Bastion, that works really well because you attack with Lagrail, rest everything, get the twin drive, and then you attack with Bastion, use Bastion's skill to restand everything. So it just gives you a little more pressure. The deck's not revolved around him like in set 3. He's just more of that fancy tech choice that we can use if we're in a really bad situation, but I think 2 is enough. I don't want to run 4 or 3. I was running like 3 for the longest time, but I put him down to 2 because I wanted Fasado more. But still a great card. And that is all of our grade 3, shockingly. Move on to our grade 1s. The only grade 1 I run is my PG. Same old PG, nothing left to say about it. I wonder if we're going to get new ones, but I love its artwork. Very Pegasus-esque, which is kind of like the whole Keter Sanctuary thing. Moving on to our triggers. I'm running 4 of our Blade Feather Dragon. This is the new set 3 crit, I believe. It's the one where when it boosts, you can move it to the soul, give a unit 2k. Just helps. I don't use the skill too often, but it's nice to have just in case. It's a way of doing power. These are the fancy triggers that everyone wants right now, which they're not too expensive. And then I'm running 2 trial deck crits. So 6 crits. I think most people would want to go 8 crit, but I have a weird trigger lineup, not gonna lie. Then I'm running 4 of our heal triggers. Of course, we need our heal triggers. Heals are what saves us. And the next trigger is 3 of the new draw trigger. This is like the old front trigger where when our opponent's Vanguard is at grade 3, it gains it becomes a 10k shield. 10k shields really help because guarding an overdress is still pretty awkward because numbers are just much smaller, but shield numbers. Okay, so power numbers are much larger, but shield numbers are much smaller. This also just helps us get to our grade 4 faster, which is really nice, and it's also really good discard fodder for early game. So 3 of her, and then I am still running 2 of the set 2 front trigger. This is the 20k shield. Front triggers aren't too important, but just having that extra 20k shield is really nice, and sometimes getting the 10k to front row really does help. And then, of course, to finish off, we're running our over trigger. When we pull it, give all of our rear guards the ability to grab check, which is very nice. And that's the deck that is set for Bastion. My deck is much different from most Bastion decks. I really went my own way with it, which I kind of like, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have left to say, guys. I know I haven't been making videos for a while, but I do plan on making more soon. I'll do my next overdress deck, which is Nirvana, and then I think I'm going to hop over back to V-Series for a bit. I have a few decks that I want to show off, and then we'll eventually return to overdress and show some other decks that I've built. But that is it. thank you all so much for watching. If you want to like and subscribe, go for it. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.